Our hero highlight today is going to be Ruben, as I mentioned, but I know it's part of his presentation. So, Ruben is just an all around awesome guy. We have known each other from about the beginning of when this group first got started, way back when on a completely different platform. And Ruben has helped me in so many ways with OneQR and Elify, and even as an artist. So he's highly recommended on Alignable and has been the local person of the year 2 years running. Also a 2025 and 2024 community supporter. So if you haven't had a one-to-one with Ruben, I highly recommend it. Um, I don't know why people always decide to call me right now. 1 hour.
You have to learn to just leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Just leave it
Yes.
alone.
Okay.
They'll learn to be on time or they'll learn to find the link. In the meantime, you stick with your plan.
Now, Ruben, I'm going to let you take it away. And Santa Papa John, can you put him 17 minutes on the timer? Because he's going to do his hero highlight and his 15-minute presentation. We have
Okay.
plenty of time. We should be good.
Okay. Can everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, guys. Just a quick view of my journey in life. 7 years in the Army Guard as a medic. Signed up in '64, and then I represented a company, uh, Pfizer Pharmaceuticals on the West Coast. And guys, that was a major trip because at that time they were introducing vaccines and things like that. So I got firsthand to know essentially how powerful these companies are and what they were promoting. Pretty well dissatisfied with what I was doing there. And at that time, just to relieve tension and all, I was in Shotokan karate. I won a free trip to Hawaii on my sensei. He failed to tell me, though, that I'd be fighting black belts. And as you can see, I was a green belt. So I barely got out of there alive. But it was a neat trip in Hawaii. And from there, I wanted to leave Pfizer and say goodbye to family and friends on the West Coast. So there was a company in Torrance, California that did signs, outdoor electrical signs for small independent business people. Instead of competing with the big McDonald's signs that they have on the interstate. So when my job was basically is to draw it up, graphics, get the owner to agree, and then the company would ship the sign up. So I got a kind of firsthand look at small independent business people, the problems that they had, and the reality is to describe as Mike would do in his. Mike does a beautiful job in his on his seminars, is communicate to them the need and then have them take the action. And we were rewarded with commissions on that. It was really a great trip. We opened up Nashville, Tennessee, Detroit, and my wife and I really had a great time with that. And then my kind of interest back at medicine kind of went back into it, and I got interviewed by a company they called an ophthalmologist. These are eye surgeons, and they recruited me, moved me to St. Louis, where I'm at now, and I spent a number of years with them, and retired. Well, as I was retiring, I had to do something. Well, I was an artist at that time, so this lady, my wife, gave me a to-do list. She wanted me to do a granite countertop overall in our kitchen. And guys, if you ever had an expense like that, it's the thousands of dollars. Well, I read in the newspaper this lady in Illinois painted countertops, and I said, "What?" And so I contacted her. She came over, gave me a $300 bid. I still have the countertop painted that I had back then. And I said, "You know what?" Her name is Patty. I said, "Patty, I'm going to be retiring in two years. I want to do what you did." And then she introduced me to that concept. So I started totaltransformation.com. and my son was our sales manager at the time, and we had a real good time with it. And as I was promoting it at an expo, I ran into a lady that came over and said, "Hey, have you heard of For Life?" And I go, "No, you know." He said, it's a colostrum company out of Utah, and they have supplements that they give, and they got something for men as well. And I got introduced to this particular world, and it was really interesting because at that time, my doctor had diagnosed me as a pre-diabetic, and I had a high cholesterol count. Okay, so the bottom line is that I started taking these supplements and improving my health. I've always been really conscious of health per se, and then the story really impressed me because it's called transfer factors. And this doctor, Sherwood Lawrence, back in 1949, he isolated these white blood cells. And from that, they had vaccines derived, polio vaccines and things like that. And what further impressed me is all the data and everything that I was being subjected to was in the physician's desk reference manual. So they gave it a lot of credibility. I said, well, what the heck? I'll go ahead and try it. So I've been on that concept there. So what happened there is, as I was networking, meeting Angela in our networking area, I wanted to learn about technology, and that got me into two companies in Colorado, one called LFI, and the company now has two companies. It's called 1QR, and they introduced me to a way where I can go to a network group, a Chamber of Commerce or BNI or whatever, and stand out in the meeting by showing people the technology of digital cards and digital tools. And so that's basically how this happened. I was able to take any particular interest that I had, whether it be supplements, whether it be my art, and then I got involved with realtors, and I got involved with contractors that came to my home, introducing them to this concept, and then that's how the business started. So that's kind of a short thing to give you kind of an idea. I'll go ahead and get out of this real quick. Stop sharing. And there we go. Okay. So getting back to what Kurt said, I really like to offer technology to people free of charge so they can see what's going on and see if they can develop it. The reason why I listen to each and every one of you, we have a story to tell. And Mike has an excellent job in that area. And the thing is, if you can tell a story and then use technology, and the reason why I'm saying is, guys, everybody is going to this AI concept. The owner of Google, I should say, the CEO of Google, just made an announcement. Every marketeer now is going to be out of business with AI. Things are going to change. Okay, so what I'm just saying is that don't be frightened like that. There's a way to learn it, and the best way to do is go ahead and download ChatGPT. Okay, we all got it on their phones or whatever. At first, I thought, it's kind of strange or whatever, so I started asking it questions. Hey, can you develop kind of a greeting card, birthday greeting card with me with this and that? Now, I have send out cards, okay? I designed the artwork for the front of the card, and this is a promotion for my wife for Valentine's Day. It's a house with some nice little, visuals there. I asked ChatGPT about this, and this is what they came up with. Unlock the door to your heart and let me find you the perfect home. Happy Valentine's Day. And then what I did is I put the double whammy on it by putting the one QR code on the card itself. This went out to our mayor, the congressman, the people in our local community, and everybody on our target list. And guys, they scanned and they got her information. So I knew it worked. So what I'm just telling you is that something as simple as ChatGPT, if you're not using it, start experimenting with it. and it's a good learning tool. And to Anna's to Anna's point, you gotta just use your brain and know that that you have to be cautious. You have to be cautious. And then the bottom line too, Angela has a beautiful thing called. Are you still in Legal Shield, Angela? Yeah, got to have that just in case of something.
Membership.
Got to have something like that. But anyway, I'll leave it as such. But Timothy, we need to get back together here because I think we can. I can't even believe you're in St. Louis and I'm in St. Louis and I don't go out much. Okay. Do you go to live meetings at all?
Yeah, there's a group that I started attending, so it's called ICAG because I was unalignable, went to their location, and one of the people there told me about ICAG. So that's every Thursday morning. So
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they've got a monthly.
Yeah. I used to belong to that. Yeah. And then there's also, are you a member of Alignable, Timothy?
Yeah. So I've
Okay. They have apparently an alliance group that meets there. I haven't been to that either.
yeah, so that's the first event I went to, and they're the ones who somebody there told me about ICAG. But
Okay. Yeah.
so yeah, and I am going to be the co-alliance leader for the St. Louis area.
Cool.
So I just need to go through the process of that.
Okay. Well, I may show up because it's like you get so used to just wearing your sweats, instead of having getting dressed up and driving everywhere. Okay, that's about it, Angela. Anybody questions? No problem.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions? Anna has a question.
Of course, I always have a question or a comment. I just want to add in the caveat, get the proper training before you start any chat GPT or AI program. It can work beautifully for you, but so many people jump in and start using it before they realize how AI actually works. And the one most important thing that I learned is no matter what questions you ask, what information it gives you, copy and paste it to your software. Don't enter your thoughts and speeches, those kind of things directly into AI. Those are the only two. That's all I wanted to say. It's scary what it can do. It is also amazing how fast it's growing.
I wanted to say there's something else that's really cool. I don't think did you touch on the so I had to step away for a minute because I had somebody at my door, but did you touch on the paintings of the houses for a gift for realtors?
Yes. What I'll do is there was a realtor we always have dynamic realtors in our marketplace. I mean, guys, they're on social media big time. And they're aligned. They're doing real well. Now, my wife is a realtor. She's just starting out, and it's really a tough job. She had me go ahead and carpet clean 3 stories of a listing that she had. It's hard work, guys. I'm not kidding. I would it wiped me completely out. But they work really hard they work hard for their money. So hard. Anyway. The bottom line, this top one reached out to me and said, Ruben, I know you and whatever. You ever thought of doing artwork for a closing gift for realtors? I go, wow. So I use this, guys. I use this, and I'll put it in the chat. But all they have to do is send me a photo of the home that they sold. I convert it to an art piece, and then they can press little buttons and get pillows out of them, maybe different types of closing gift ideas that they can order online and have and present it to the family that just moved in their new home. But I'll put it in the link in the chat.
I think that's a great idea.
So I use a CRM, and whenever I meet someone that's a realtor or have someone in my connections, I put them in a list of realtors. So if something comes up, I send an email to all of my realtor friends with the link for that for Ruben. So I hope you get some hits on that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and the cool thing about the one QR too, I was going to say, is the way that you can track and see how many times, what kind of traction that you're getting. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Terry, you have a question?
I do. Two things. One, Ruben, what is the shelf life on your For Life?
What was that?
What is your shelf life? You remember I bought that brain stuff that I forgot that I had.
Oh, okay. Guys. I take the supplement for mental acuity, and it's called Recall. And that's about. I think it's a 2-year shelf life.
2 year. Can you check when I bought that from you, please? Because I just found it about a month ago.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to say is, has anybody tried Claude AI? Anybody tried him? I call him a him. He's my friend.
I was told
Yeah.
about that one the other day, Terry.
Yeah, Claude is incredible. He goes into a lot more depth than, yeah, I know you're all laughing at me. My husband does the same thing when I say he. But anyway, he goes into great depth. And I've tried ChatGPT, but Claude really is the #1 AI out there in the world right now. And I'm not just saying that. I saw that in an internet special or something. I don't know what it was. But anyway, try him. Claude, Claude. Back
Okay.
to you,
I have to
Ruben.
look that up.
Good
I have to
question,
look that
Timothy.
up too. Yeah.
Timothy has a question, and then
Well-
Melissa has a question.
Mine was less serious. I was going to ask if your sensei ever told you to sweep the leg. But, oh, come on. No Karate Kid fans?
Hell yeah, I wasn't crazy, huh?
Wax on, wax off. All
Funny,
right.
they're just coming up on the reels right now. That movie, the original.
Melissa, you had a question?
Well, a question and a comment. First off, thank you for welcoming me to the group. I've appreciated everything that I hear. And I've been using Chat GBT, started putting the frameworking together around that, trying to figure out the middle of it and how to put the primary pieces of it together. So if anybody has anything that they can share with me or maybe help me build out on that, that would be greatly appreciated. And for me, I like the Chat GBT. I feel like it's kind of helping prevent hackers from getting to me as well, because I just have to figure out the key words to put in, but it's already stopped a few hackers from being able to get to me, which I really love that aspect about it. Because I'm able to set up the automated bots for the feeds coming through my line. However, my question is are people that are using the chatbox GBT and whatever AI program they're using, how do they go about making sure that it's a little more publicized to be seen?
That's a good question.
Ruben, you know the answer to that, or maybe
Yeah,
somebody
I was
else
with
does?
her up till the end, and I'm like, wait, so are you having users on your website enter their information into a Chat GPT prompt?
So
Or
I do have the Chat GPT prompt so that I don't necessarily have to be in the messaging. So it goes to my WhatsApp and then I can respond to them via the WhatsApp. So it kind of keeps them out of my cell phone and it puts them into the WhatsApp zone.
okay, but how are they reaching the Chat GPT? That's just on a website?
Yeah, that's via my Facebook account. And I have a business Facebook account set up.
Okay, that's that's something I wasn't aware that you could
Interesting.
integrate Chat GPT into Facebook. So I was like, oh, that's
Yeah, I
Yes.
never did either.
Yes.
I'm learning
yeah,
stuff
so,
here.
I didn't
Sounds
know
like
either.
the one-to-one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so I mean, I went to a Chat GBT class and I figured out how to do this. Like I said, I have the framework built up around it, but I feel like I could actually do a little bit better with the phrases because I know the Chat GBT needs to be very limited as to what you're putting in to get the best results.
So let's say that I don't know if it's necessarily limited. I find that it reacts better to full sentences rather than short queries like you're used to on Google search and things like that. But the issue you might be running into is ChatGPT does have a memory, so the more you interact with it, the more it gets used to your types of questions. But if you're integrating it into Facebook and it's not just you interacting with it, it's you plus anybody else visiting your Facebook page, it's like it's it's like you're coming at it with multiple personalities because it's used to
Well,
one way of
actually, no,
interacting with
nobody,
it.
the people cannot interact with it necessarily like that. It's the keywords that they put in to talk to me.
Okay, yeah, I guess you'll have to
So, hmm,
explain a little bit more. Maybe we'll set aside a meeting and have a one-on-one and talk about a little bit more because
yeah,
maybe I'm
yeah. So
misunderstanding
I
the way
sent
you have it
my,
set up.
I sent, yeah. So I put in my, yeah. So I put my candidate in there, and then I also put my business card in there, whichever one you want to
Okay.
contact me through. That'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, just protect yourself there, Melissa, because
Yeah.
that's why these systems, the one that I use
Yeah.
essentially is like a digital card, but to open it up, it says let's get connected and ask for all their information, and then they can come in. Or to if I don't want that, then at the end of my presentation there is a capture page, lead capture form. That's basically all that I use. So if they
Who do
come
you go
to,
through for yours?
huh?
Who do you go through for your digital card? Because I'm going through Popple or whatever it is.
Oh, it's the same company that I'm using. I One QR.
Okay.
Yeah, one QR. Yeah, it's
Okay.
basically it's a QR code that turns into a landing page that turns into a digital card. The company that was prior to that only had the digital card, so this is multi-use. But
That's
again too,
perfect.
in Facebook, I'll get a number of people all of a sudden message me and saying, "Hey, I want to buy your art." I don't even know who they are, whatever.
Yeah.
But it all leads to some kind of scam, that type thing. At least I'm aware of that. But it's a shame to be that cynical over and over and over again. But